Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to say call on yahawah by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rekakodash, giving all praises to the great I am, the, the creator of heaven and earth, of the spirits of heaven and earth. Also giving much love to his only begotten son, Yahushai, the Adonai, the Hamashiach, the light of this world, the one who died for Israel and rose to sit to become his father's royal right on. My Redeemer, my Comforter, and my salvation, and only one that pleaded his blood over Israel, the only nation granted for his salvation. Much respect the great millstone, the ones who gave me this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Not only to get us to go back to Yahawah B'Shem Yahushai, but to prepare us for these strange and dark times ahead of us. They work around the clock to give us everything that we need. They study words, they study history, they study the Bible, they study its proper breakdowns. You know, the riddles and the dark sayings and so on and so forth. And they don't stop. So when it comes to that work, and that's when you can't say that you were born, you can't say that you were told. Amen to that. Shout out to the Akim, the brothers that's in the word. You may not be able to take it to a power. It's very important to pray and to keep your prayers because the Lord will hear you. And, it's sad because you got to know who you're praying to. So right now, it's always been like that for a while, but it's still a big debate that, the Christians, they worship a false god, which is coming out to be true. They do worship a false god. They do worship some sort of man-made idol. They don't worship Yahawah B'Shem Yahushai. they think that they worship the Almighty, but they don't. A lot of the Christians' background come from Greek mythology, Greek ideology, Roman ideology, and it's not their own. So the fact that the Christians, like our brothers and sisters, the 2/3 that are into Christianity, the fact that they try to look over it, the fact that they don't study because they're afraid of change. That's one thing that they're afraid of change, is a big mishap, a big misunderstanding. When you get to a certain point to where you get real knowledgeable, and it's always good to study and know things and to figure things out. Sometimes it's good, like when a person is trying to put you, like when the Spirit of Yahawah is trying to put you on the right path, you might have somebody put something in your ear, an angel, put something in your ear and tell you certain things to get you hooked onto through curiosity and want you to find out and want you to study and bringing you into the Word. So, the fact that a lot of Christians, they don't believe in Yahawah Shem Yahushai, they don't believe in their own God, and they would worship other gods that's not their own. And they don't question, they don't want to know why, they don't want to figure it out. That's a bad thing. So my point is that know who you're praying to, because the Christians is going, if they were to step to Yahawah himself, they would tell him, oh, I prayed to you 1,000 times. I prayed to you every day. I abided the laws, and I made my family believe, and I was a pastor of a church leading your people. I was fasting. I wouldn't eat. I wouldn't sleep. I would fast for like 3 days. I would worship all the Sabbaths. I would worship the high holy days. And you telling me that I'm denied because you don't know your name, or I didn't embrace the other teachings, and I was told not to believe. They're going to come up with so many excuses, and the Lord is going to be like, I haven't sent you and you do not know me. So, by that, be careful who you pray to. And, the Christians think they got thousands and billions of prayers with the Lord, but they don't. And the scary part is that they don't have no prayers with the Almighty at all. So that is a huge problem. And, those are our people that's in Christianity are like extremely sinful. So they have no idea and they have no clue that the more they pray to different gods, the more sin is heaped on them. So just know that it's very important which God that you pray to, and in particularly, you should know your God by now. For the Negroes, Mexicans, and Indians, the children of Israel, you should know your God by now, and it's Yahawah Shem Yahushai, and his son is named Yahawashi, and we are the Israelites, the descendants of the Israelites through the slave trade and all of that, and the fall of Jerusalem, and so on and so forth, all the way in the past. We are, our ancestors. So, we the descendants of the Israelites. It is true, through whether people like it or not. The strange part about that, before I get into some of these prayers, is that why would the Americans, or the white man today, take such horrifying practices, slavery practices, and use it on this particular people? So that was a strange part in Deuteronomy, the yokes of iron, the slave trade, the Atlantic slave trade, their arrival and how they was being tortured on their way there, how so many of them died during the Middle Passage and different other passages and different other voyages that were being on. They were being starved to death. Some of them were dying next to each other, and these same practices were taken right out of the Bible, and it was used on them because they knew who their God was. It was used on them to enslave us, So that is a weird thing too. And people would say, oh, they use different practices and they use slavery throughout all of history, throughout all the time. So why is it so different that these people would be? Isn't it not any different than any other form of slavery? Yes, it is. Come to find out, they made a gazillion dollar foundation off the backs of these slaves without them having to work, without them having to do anything until, some of their own people, or, through the power of Spirit, Yahawah Shem Yahushai, he kind of lightened the slavery up. Well, to a tremendous level. He has lightened the slavery and picked the slavery off of us to where we still stuck in the system, but it's not as horrible as it was in the beginning. I do believe in the 1600s. I do believe so. I'm not too, or the 1800s, so on and so forth, whatever. during that slave trade time. So, a lot of people, they don't believe, and they just feel like it's, they did this, and everybody picks up this practice, not in the way that it was done on our people. So it looked kind of strange, like almost identical to what would happen to them. And if this Bible was created 2,000 years ago, or even longer than that, then it was already foretold that these particular people was going to that manner of slavery. So, I have to break that down for a lot of people if they happen to stumble upon my channel, because that right there is important. I mean, we are the children of Israel, and we definitely fit those curses that's in the Bible. It's just weird. And if we didn't, why would these white people do those horrifying practices on us? That was horrible. Horrible, demonic. It goes deep, deep, deep down the rabbit hole. And they got to answer for all that. Then why would you do such practices on these people and take them right out of the Bible and do it to these particular people? So if we have so many slaveries during our time, during different races and during different people, this is what makes them different from all the other nations and all the other people that went into slavery. This is what makes them stand out, the slavery in Deuteronomy. So I just wanted to get into that, because a lot of people, they do question that, and they be in denial. Then why would your people take up such a horrible practice on these particular people? So, yeah. I'm in Psalms 15, Psalms of David 15, chapter 1, verse 1. It says, "Not unto us, O Yahawah, not unto us, but to your name give glory." That's right. Because your mercy, because of your truth, why should the Gentiles say, "So where is their God?" That's right. It says, "But our God is in heaven, and he does whatever he pleases. Their idols are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. They have mouths, but do not speak. Eyes, but they do not see. They have ears, but they do not hear. Noses they have, but they do not smell. They have hands, but they do not handle. Feet they have, but they do not walk, nor do they mutter through their throat. Those who make them are like them. So is everyone who trusts in them." That's right. That's what I just said. Be careful, because you got people that are worshiping false idols, and people that are worshiping images, and these are the machinations and the imaginations of wicked people. This is what they think. This is how they feel, and it's just, and the Lord is just pretty much saying that they are the crazy ones, because they worship gods that don't exist, gods that the Lord have never created, and the gods that Yahawah did create, we are in our slavery time, and people don't believe that we are the original gods that they worship. And then they were so jealous of Yahawah being one God, they made many gods: God of the sea, God of the air. When Yahawah had the Yasharallah and check of all of these different properties and these different elements, they got mad and they replaced them. Not only replaced them, but they whited them out and made all the gods white, made different gods and different versatile gods. And they weren't their original image, they weren't their original form. So, these people that are wicked, that portray Yahawah the wrong way, these are the wicked imaginations, and there is no God in existence. There is no Messiah that is without melanin, and he just loves everybody. He cares for everyone. If that were true, then it wouldn't be any racism. It wouldn't be any slavery. There would be peace upon the earth, and it wouldn't be any wars. It wouldn't be any differences. It wouldn't be such evil against the good, so to speak, even though we all know the truth about the evil versus the good. But I'm just saying, like, it wouldn't be so many diverse forms of good and evil on the earth. And a lot of people don't understand that, So if the Lord is the way he is for a reason. He designed it all for a reason. So it's like that because Yahawah deems it to be so. Like I said, you can't change the Lord. You can't change how he thinks and how he feels. It doesn't work like that. So whatever he declares is still the same. Whatever he says is permanent. So that's another thing. That's why he says his promises can't be broken. Whatever he says is permanent. It's forever. It's a statute forever and ever and ever and ever. Okay? So people get mad at that, but if they read the Bible and they read the Bible in its entirety, or if you read the Vulgate Bible, the one that I got at home, I do believe it is the Vulgate Bible, and it has all the organized chapters and the missing chapters that are in the Bible, and it's halfway Greek, so you know that it's older than what it may seem. You know, the original Bibles with the Apocrypha and the Bible into it together and not separate, like I shown you in my videos, those are telling the truth. And whatever's in that book, the real book, the actual book, is true. You know, they didn't lie about it, but at the same time, they had to, they were under the influence of making their own God. They wanted our God so bad they made their own. And their own is just wood, stone, gold. It's not real. It's not the real thing. But in their minds, they believe it to be so. Like I said, this is produced from the wicked imaginations of man, or of our enemy. You know, they make these gods, and we think it's okay to worship them, and it's really not. So, and this is a part of a prayer. It says, "O Israel, trust in Yahawah. He is their help and their shield. O house of Aaron, trust in Yahawah. He is their help and their shield. You who fear Yahawah, trust in Yahawah. He is their help and their shield." There it is right there. The Lord will protect you from these things. If you go back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, He has the power to protect you. He has the power to expel these wicked spirits. He has the power to stop different ideologies and stop different evil spirits from getting to you, and demons from getting to you. And demon means knowledge and popular vocabulary. These different knowledges from attacking you to blind you and to get you from the truth, lest you be separate from Yahawah and you don't know God. You know, so the Lord is your sword and your shield, and fear is everything. You know, fear in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is protection. You not only fear Yahweh, but you fear what Yahweh can allow to be done to you, and you fear what is out here in this world, and you rather not know everything. Everything is not meant for you to know. Now, everything that is in the Bible is accurate, but everything out here in this world, a lot of stuff you don't need to know. You know, a lot of stuff that you don't need to figure out. What? What you say? It's a lot of stuff that you don't need to know. It's a lot of stuff that don't need to be figured out. So, you know, the Most High, for those of us that believe and love and worship Him, we stay on a one track, try to stay on the straight path rather than the crooked path. At least you get lost on the crooked path, but on the straight path, straight way to Yahweh, even though it's difficult, you know, it's long, but it's going to get you to the Lord, you know. So Yahweh willing, those of us that take that straight path and go journey to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai by taking the crooked paths and becoming lost, you know. So that right there is important. The Lord is your sword and your shield. Fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because fear can protect you from all these threats that are out here in the world, all these different beliefs that can have you lost, all these different people that are corrupted and want to corrupt you, you know. So just be careful and be wary. That's a good prayer. That says the Lord has been mindful of us. He will bless us. He will bless the house of Israel. He will bless the house of Aaron. He will bless those who fear Yahweh, both small and great. It says, may the Lord give you increase more and more. That's right, because you cannot excel without Yahweh's blessing, without Yahweh Hashem Yahushai allowing you to. You cannot increase without the Lord letting you. You cannot become stronger without the Lord allowing you to become stronger. Why you see some of these Israelites that are in the world and they don't excel, they don't grow. And this is more of a spiritual thing than anything. So and it can be physical, like money and materialism and all of that. Sometimes the Most High would deny you from moving up in the world, and He would deny you from growth. But you know, some people He allowed them to be submerged in this world, and he who loved the world loses his own soul. So the materialism can corrupt them, and they haven't learned or haven't grew or know it or have any shred of spirituality within them. So it doesn't even matter. They're more carnal minded than anything. So that one right there, you gotta watch out for that. But that can happen to you. But like more of a spiritual thing, He won't allow people to grow. Like if you're not in the Word, He's not going to allow you to grow. He's not going to allow you to excel. He's not going to allow you to become smarter. if you don't go through Yahawah B'Shem Yahushai. Now, a lot of people think that they know the Yahawah, but they don't know him unless they listen to the prophets and they study the text, they study the Bible, they read the history, they figure out, because the first thing you need to know is who you are. That's one of the first things you need to understand in the Bible. You need to pray about that too. That's prayer. So he could put it on you to know who you are, remember who you are, know who Yahawah B'Shem Yahushai is, know the truth about the Bible if you're into it. You know, you got to be into it. You gotta know these things. You got to at least read the Bible once or twice to get that understanding, you know. So you got to be into it. You got to want to know. You got to want to figure it out. And it has to become a part of you. But that's one of the first steps. And to knowing who you are is to always go back to your people, to your lineage, you know, to your heritage, and to dig deep and figure it out. And all of our heritages that are black and Negro and Indian, all of our heritage, we did have slavery on us, you know, an extreme slavery on us. All of our lineage and all of our heritage and our ancestry go back to those horrible events. They do. So it's supposed to lead you back to that, you know. And not only that, you read the Bible and then you figure out more about yourself, you know, through the power and spirit of Yahawah B'Shem Yahushai. You know, hopefully you stumble. If the Lord allow you to have that deeper access, he'll give you his name. You know, and he'll allow you to listen. He'll allow you to listen to the prophets, which are the angels on the earth that have the true doctrine of the Lord. You know, they have the true Bible, and they sharing it and they teaching it to those of them that desire to know. So, you know, it's a certain pattern, a certain way that Yahawah catches the people that he wants to catch, and these are the certain ways that he caught me, and it wouldn't be no surprise if he caught you that way too. You know, no matter what. You know, he's gonna, if he wants you, he's gonna have you. So it says, may you be blessed by Yahawah who made heaven and earth. The heaven, even the heavens, are Yahawah's, but the earth he has given up to the children of men. The dead do not praise Yahawah. It says, nor any go down into silence. And the children of men is the other nations. And they don't know a thing about God. They don't know a thing about the Lord. They don't know a thing about anything that's going on. Because you got the children, you got the sons of God, and then you got the children of men, and then you got the children of the wicked. So, you know, it's three different classes of people that live here, and the sons of God aren't even classified as human. So, you know, but those are the originals, but the Lord has given the world into the hands of the wicked. And this is what the children of men, the Lord is talking about. He's not talking about, oh, the children of Israel, you know, they got the world and we inherit the world. No, you got to be able to read this in its true text. Now, if you read the Torah, which is the first part to the Bible in Paleo-Hebrew or in Hebrew, you will be able to get more insight on it because the Bible is coded. So it's coded to the point to where the average person will understand it. A regular person that believes in, you know, in the Lord, they wouldn't be able to be able to read the book because it wouldn't feel to them. But if you in the truth and you learn the thing that you can listen to the prophets, now the book can open up and have access, and you can be able to understand it and be able to read it and get all of the understanding out of it. It says the dead do not praise Yahawah. That's right. our teachers that are here for our learners, them the ones that's not going to get it. But those that sit quiet and they listen to these guys and they take notes, them the ones that's going to get it, you know. So that right there is very important. He who have ears, let him hear. Simple as that. So it says Psalm 16, I love Yahawah because he has, and that why I say that is because the Lord is supposed to say power. Because the Lord is still his name. I wanted to hide that from you, you know. It says because he has heard my voice and my supplication, because he has inclined his ear to me. Therefore I will call upon him as long as I live. The pains of death surround me. It says in the pains of Sheol, Sheol they hold me. So it's talking about everything around you. Everything around you can kill you. You know, we don't have our divine bodies. You know, our spirits may be divine, but our bodies are not. So they're easily exposed to pestilence, to attacks. You know, whether they be physical or spiritual, just to the environment. And this is the result of what happens when the world becomes corrupted by evil, you know, and the Lord is allowing that to happen so we can understand what evil really is. So, you know, a lot of people think they've seen evil, but we haven't reached the season of sorrow yet. So it's all just manifesting, and it's beginning stages of seeing real evil. Like, imagine if, you know, like I said, if the collapse would have happened and there were no law and there were no police, and, you know, there was nobody to come rescue you or save you, and anybody can take you, anybody can hurt you, anybody can kill you. So, you know, that right there is very important. That's another example of that. But right now, as we live, I'm just saying, that's an example of evil. Right now, we're living in this world, and to a certain level, it is very bad. And you are exposed to that. And praise God by being like your short life. There's a lot of people that submerge themselves in this wicked world, and in time, they live short lives, and they don't last too long. You know, just because they evil, just because they got it all good, they got everything together, they got the whole world, they live very short lives. Or they can become corrupted and lost, you know, and still have a good life in God. You know, they'll be forgotten. Wickedness is going to be forgotten about one day. So, you know, our enemies, they can act wicked, they can act demonic, they can act like it's all cool, and the world can follow them over time. The more the Lord bring the change to the world, the more people are going to start to realize and look like, damn, being evil and cool. You know, and in time, the enemy will be left alone, and nobody's not going to want to have part in him. Everybody's going to want to follow Yahawah Yahawah, his son Yahawah, through his line of David and the children of Israel, and they're going to want to follow their teachings and learn about the real and true God. And that is what's coming in the change of the kingdom to come. That's what's going to happen. So, you know, that is a plus right there. Like right now, evil may be cool. You know, evil may look good, but in time it's not going to be, and it's just going to be something in the past. People ain't going to want to do the wickedness that they do anymore. It doesn't look good. Like, you know, for those of us that got that knowledge and that wisdom and that understanding, and sometimes you could be closed off and learn that basic knowledge, and we're like, damn, being bad is not going to get me nowhere. You know, don't learn after you do some horrible shit and you pay the price. Learn before. You know, take examples on the people that came before you, and then make your choice whether you're going to do bad or whether you're going to be doing good. You know, because the Most High do got mercy on the blind. You know, he just don't care about them, but he allows them to live and, you know, to some sort of form of protection until he realized that they are not going to change. They don't want to know about the Most High. They just want to be blind, and he leaves them to their own design. And sometimes that can tear down your spiritual skill, and you don't have no protection from this world, and that can lead to death. You know, it can lead to be destroyed, to be tortured, and to death. You know, but overall, for it says the pangs of death surround me, and the pangs of Sheol laid hold of me. It's talking about Sheol. It's talking about hell. It's a living condition. You know, like I said, we don't have our spiritual bodies. No, we don't have our divine bodies. We got a spiritual. We got a divine spirit. We don't have divine bodies, and we exposed to this world and all of its evil, and it's just destroying us, eroding us. Through sin, we die, so we grow old and we become corruptible, and our bodies don't last long. And on top of that, this world is ruled by so many different properties, and it's not fair to the point to where the children of Israel are stuck in lamentation, mourning, and woe. Yeah, that right there. And in suffering and in destruction, and every day, every night, every day, every night, every day. It's a continuum. You know, you wake up and you got to go to work. You got to make money. You know, you gotta take care of yourself. You know, you go to sleep, you wake up, you do the same thing again. There's certain Israelites that don't have a clue that they got to work their entire lives and they got to depend on this money and just to survive. And sometimes you can break down and you can stay poor and live this horrible life. Some of us rather would live like that and feel like they already have escaped this reality when they haven't. You can't escape hell through drugs. You can't escape hell through no form of no form of a crutch. You know, you can't, because people like to use drug substance and like to use drunkenness to escape when it puts you in a deeper torment. You know, so living for an average day man in Israelite, you live in this world and it's very torturous, it's very demonic, and every day you got to endure it. That's what hell is. It's not to where you die and then you fall underground and then you live with some imaginary devil and you live in lava being boiled alive and never to see the light of day or never to see God or feel his love again. No, it's to live in this reality with us being under rule by somebody that's not even stronger than us but have the power to control us, the power to control our society, the power to keep us in slavery, and the power to to play God over us, and we don't have the strength to rebel. We don't have the strength to stop or to even break the cycle. That period point blank. And for those of us that know the truth, every day we got to wake up and we always wonder, when is it going to end? Because you don't know the time or day. You just know that the time and the events are coming, but we don't know when it's going to happen. We know that they near, but we don't have an exact date and exact time. It don't work like that. It's when Yahawah has said that enough is enough. So right there, that is the fear of Yahawah Shem Yahushua, because, we don't want this to go another 10 to 12 years. We want this to end, real soon. We can't say when or where. We can't say 10 to 12 years, but we want this to end soon. So that praying and worshiping Yahawah Shem Yahushua, like it's in the Bible, you got to weary the Lord. In order for Yahawah Shem Yahushua to give you what you want, you got to weary him. You got to beg to him. And the Lord to get tired of you begging and give you what you want. And that's exactly what we all want as the children of Israel, to get out of Sheol, for the Lord to save us from the pangs of death and destruction, from us to stop living in these hellish conditions, stop living in these dirt, broke down, dangerous ass projects with the wicked brothers and sisters that don't want to change, to stop worrying about, our sexuality, stop worrying about our loneliness, to stop suffering and dealing with racism, horrible, fucked up ass people, to stop being attacked by these evil spirits. We want to be rescued from all of this, and one day it's gonna happen, but we got to be able to endure until that time comes, so that is the race right there. And like you said, you got the game of the truth is a race. So the ones that run is going to hit the finish line, but the ones that give up is the ones that quit along the way, because the race was too long. The running was too treacherous, and they could not last. So, you want to be able to finish the race and do what you got to do, whether you got to die during this time before the end comes, or whether when the end comes and you finally made it. But the goal is to try and get to the end of the world, and hopefully Yahawah Shem Yahushua can make that faster, which it is possible. It is possible. So, with that, just knowing that truth is deep. Like, we want to be rescued from this hellish living condition that we live all day, especially knowing that you a king, from knowing that you are a God and you're supposed to be living in a proper place where gods live at, but something else is living in your place. Something else is calling themselves God. Somebody has your power. It's very fucked up. And for you to know that every day, and we hope to Yahawah Shem Yahushua that he can set us free from this hellish torture, from this nightmare. It says, I found trouble and sorrow, then I called upon the name of Yahawah. Oh Yahawah, I implore you to deliver my soul. That's right. It's right there. Gracious is Yahawah and righteous. Yes, our God is merciful. Yahawah preserves the simple. I was brought low and he saved me. Return to your rest, O my soul. For Yahawah has dealt bountifully with you. That's right. That's right. In my life, I'm in a state of rest, and I'm slowly but surely getting my stuff together, and I'm clearing my mind up, living a more simple life, and a more scheduled life, becoming more balanced. I see myself becoming extremely stronger, extremely smarter, and this is all through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Like I said, be careful what you ask for. Even if you think it, you're asking for it. You want to be able to think. You want to be able to train your mind to be positive and to ask Yahweh for the right things. You don't want to ask Yahweh for what you want. Ask Yahweh for what you need, those that are in the truth. And the Lord will give it to you. But be careful what you ask for. Most importantly, you don't ask for the wrong things. And certain things that you get is too heavy for you to handle, or it becomes baggage to you and slows you down. Ask for the right things and play it smart, And that's exactly what I did. And I'm getting everything that I get from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I put in the work to the best that I can. And, I come out to the highways and byways. And I do whatever I need to do. I go to work. I exercise every day. So now, instead of me being 125, I'm actually 290, at least 292. And that's good. I'm almost 200 pounds. And, I run. I take care of myself. And it's a blessing because I wasn't that strong a long time ago. I wasn't becoming any stronger. And the Most High is allowing me to get what I wanted. And what I always wanted was to have a good, healthy body, to be stronger, to be better. And to be smarter and to be able to fare in this world more properly. And and the main thing that I want is to be able to protect myself, because I didn't have the strength to protect myself in the past. But the Most High has given me armor. He's given me the strength of Yahweh outside. The Lord is my sword and my shield, and with that, He's making me stronger every day. And this is exactly what I asked Yahweh for, is for to teach my hands how to make war. There it is right there. There it is right. Amen to that. Make sure you ask the Lord for what you need and not what you want. What's necessary for you to survive in this world, And the Lord will bless you for what the things that you ask for. You're gonna get it in time. Like I said, when the Lord deems it so. But you gotta pray. You gotta worship. You gotta beg. You gotta weary Yahawah Shem Yahushai by His ears. He gotta be able to hear your blessing. He gotta be able to see your work. He gotta be able to see you trying. And in time, the Lord will give you what you desire. Especially for those of us in the truth. You don't want Yahawah to give you something that you want, but you don't have no protection. You don't have no understanding. You don't have no, you don't listen. You don't care. You blind to the fact that the Lord is even at works with you, and you can easily find yourself in the midst of judgment off that. So, for those of us that know, we know, It says, for you have delivered my soul from death. And death is two things, from a physical death and the mental and the spiritual death, meaning that you ain't got no knowledge. So it's a blessing for us to know the truth of who we are, to know that we worship in the right God, to know that our prayers count, and we know the truth of what's going on. We know about, our heritage, our lineage. We know about our ancestors. We know that we're the children of Israel. Like it said, when I ate the book, it was sweet, but when it hit my stomach, it was bitter. And the chapters of Revelation, it does say that. And it was the Bible, So it's sweet to know that you are the chosen children of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that you are the Yahweh of the Heavenly Father, the princes of the power itself, Himself. And, you are the gods of this world. It's a blessing. The bitter part is when you know that the endurance and the longevity and how far you've came and looking into your past and how bad it was for you and your people, and how much you had to endure slavery, how much you had to endure different tortures, how much you had to suffer, how much you had to go through, how much you had to pay for it, because we owe Yahawah Shem Yahushai, and we are making our payments to the Lord, whether we like it or not. Our slavery is a part of that payment to Yahawah Shem Yahushai, and these curses that are upon us, and we pay it back, and we owe Yahawah, and we owe Him our lives, we owe Him our spirits, and we got to give that back to Him. So our debt is almost paid, but it's not to say for the enemy, their debt ain't paid, nor did they have to try to make payments to their debt, nor that they were repentful or spiteful of the things that they do, nor do they give a damn. So, the Most High is aware of that. And in time, he's going to get them, and they will be destroyed, and they will pay their debt. They're going to pay what they owe Yahawah Shem Yahushai. And like they said, they're going to lay gold. They're going to put gold and ornaments on you for the children of Israel in the kingdom to come. They're going to put gold ornaments on you. They're going to worship you and kiss your feet, because you are the sons of the living power. You are the sons of Yahawah Shem Yahushai. In the name Yahushai, amen to that. And they going to fear you as if Yahweh was there. Amen to that. And they going to fear Yahawah Shem Yahushai. In the name Yahushai, which is his son, they going to fear him. Amen to that. So it says, my eyes from tears and my feet from falling. It says, I walk before Yahweh in the land of the living. I believe, therefore I spoke. I am greatly afflicted. I said in my haste, all men are liars. That's true. It says, what shall I render to Yahweh for all his benefits towards me? I will take up the cup of salvation and call upon the name of Yahweh. So salvation means Yahweh Shai. It says, and I will call upon the name of Yahweh. I will the death of his saints. That's right. So for them to fall and for them to be destroyed during their times, it was a part of the enemy's debt. You got to pay that back too, for constantly killing the saints and destroying the people that love Yahawah Shem Yahushai. It's a lot of blood on our enemy's hands, that they got to pay for. And, their debt is like the ocean, the world's ocean. And each and every drop is a debt they got to pay back. And that's there's a lot of money you owe God, That's a lot of blood money. So they got to pay it back one day. So that's what they're afraid of. They're making movies on it. They keep talking about it. They're afraid about it. They want to let off reparations over it. Even though the reparations really don't count, they want to graft us into their families. They want us to merge and to mingle with them when the Lord don't want none of that. Because it's not going to be no peace for them. It's only going to be war and death and destruction and a bitter end towards the Lord's enemies. And like I said, like the Lord said, your enemy is my enemy. So, and that's a part of David's prayer. It says, precious in the sight of Yahweh is the death of his saints. Oh, truly I am your servant. I am your servant, the son of your maidservant. You have loosed my bonds. I will offer the sacrifice of thanksgiving and will call upon the name of Yahweh. That's right. It says, I will pay my vows to Yahweh now in the presence of all his people in the courts of Yahweh's house in the midst of you, O Jerusalem. So, the brothers that see me on the street preaching, the people that walk past me, and some of the prophets, they in the main places of the courts, meaning that they where everybody is, where everybody can see them, in the presence of Jerusalem, because mostly America is the bulk of where the Jerusalem went to. So, it's a lot of black folks. It's a lot of niggas. It's a lot of Mexicans. It's a lot of Indians. They all black, at the end of the day. And it's a lot of them, And when they moved from Israel, that was the Israel that left. It wasn't the city. It was the people. So, that's what the Lord is talking about. That when you find the higher ups and the main prophets like Great Millstone, there'll always be where you can find them, which is in the courts of the people, like over there by Fremont walking experience or by the strip. Sometimes you can find them not too far from Eastern and over there by Eastern and Serene. No, not Eastern and Serene. Over there by Eastern and Charleston. A little bit down the way. But those not Great Millstone, but they do preach the truth. But I listen to mainly Great Millstone because they don't change the names. They don't lie. You got a lot of brothers and a lot of debate in the spiritual battle about the name of God and whether or not you should take this or whether or not you should do that, whether or not you should believe in this. When if Great Millstone is the ones that found out the truth first and broke it down and they the head dog, then whatever they say go. But you got a lot of camps that are contrary and they believe otherwise, which is very unwise. It's not smart. And one of the smartest men is the leader of Great Millstone, which is Apostle Har, and nobody is smarter than him. He's smart, So, if you're not listening to him, you're stupid, because he only telling you what's real. And he's been in the truth longer than all of us have. You got a lot of prophets that been in the word, the modern day prophets of today, that came back, and they've been in the word for the 40 to 50 years, doing everything that they got to do and running that race, everything that they got to do in their power, you know. And you got to do what you got to do at the end of the day too, you know. That's why I'm out here doing what I got to do. I don't care who's watching. I don't care who walk up. Well, I do care about who walked up. I'm cautious because I'm by myself. But I do what I got to do. I get out here. I read. People see me. It's not like they don't. They can come up and ask me questions as long as they not, like, because I'm in an environment where it's a lot of homeless people and it's a lot of aggressive homeless people. It's a lot of drug influenced people, so you got to be careful. And, you can easily get into a fight at any moment with these people just off of disagreement. That's how stupid and wicked these people are. The Most High can send you a spirit to test you, to see if you're prepared or not, So Yahawah is my sword and my shield. My intentions is not here to come out here to fight, but I will if I have to, if it comes down to it, If a person put their hands on me or they step to me, I'm not afraid to do it. I'm tired of being pushed around. That's another thing. And I'm willing to hurt somebody. That's the truth, over the truth. But it's not in my intentions to do it. But like I said, like the Yahawah said, this is the pangs of Sheol surround me, meaning that this is a hostile environment. Your sheep's led to the slaughter. So, be nice, be appropriate, but at the same time, be austere and let these people know that you're not meant to be pushed over. You're not a joke, Because if you seem to be a joke, then they're going to treat you as one, whether they are lesser than you or whether they are above you, So it says, praise to Yahawah, all you Gentiles. Laud him, all you peoples, for his merciful kindness is great towards us, and the truth of Yahawah endures forever. So the Gentiles is another word for Israelite that is a part of another religion. So if they were raised amongst the Gentiles, which are, the Edomites today, they will be like them, non-belief, godless, and doubtful, and don't know who they are, and are among the congregation of the dead. So that right there is very important too, because a lot of people be like, oh, he's talking to the Gentiles, he's talking to us. No, he's not necessarily talking to you. He's talking to the black people that were raised among the Gentiles that think they are Gentiles, but they are not. See, it's another example of how we think that we are Americans, but we are not Americans. No, we're not. We're actually from Africa, from Israel. We are Israelites from Israel. We are not Americans. American is a white man, and this is his land that was taken long ago. And America means bitter. So, you got to know your vocabulary words in that. But, that's what the Israelite Gentiles thought, that they were Gentiles and they were worshiping their gods and they were dealing with their beliefs when it was not so. No, they're actually Israelites. So when they're talking about to the Gentiles, they're talking about to the Israelites that converted and transferred to becoming Gentiles. They're not talking about, white people and black people all together. No, that's not what it's getting at. But your average Christian will think otherwise and be like, it's talking to everybody. It's talking to the blacks, the whites, the Indonesians, the Chinese, the Russians. It's talking to the whole world. No, it's not. No, it's not. And words are older than you think. So you got to be careful and know words and know vocabulary. You can't just say this. You can't just say that. And this is the consequences of people that live and think that it's no law. You know what I'm saying? The world is not governed by a power or powers. No, the power and the powers, which is Yahawah B'Shem Yahushai, the Son Yahushai, and the angels. Like, it's not governed. It's not ran on anything. The world is just a lawless, godless place when it's not. You got people that live like that live lawlessness and thinking that whatever they say goes, thinking that my house, my rules. Them the people that live in their own mind, and it don't work like that, until they find themselves dead in the grave, or the Lord put punishment on them, some sort of disease on them, or they lose an arm and a leg or something like that. People, they live like that. They live like in a world, they feel like it's no laws, but there are laws. You know what I'm saying? There are rules that you have to follow. The world is just not ran off lawlessness. It's not. So it says, says, and the truth of Yahawah endures forever. That's right. It says, praise Yahawah. Oh, give thanks to Yahawah, for he is good, for his mercy endures forever. Let Israel now say, his mercy endures forever. That's right. The Lord's promises are forever. They're eternal. They're permanent. So, when Yahawah say, you are the children of Israel, he's talking to the Negroes, the Mexicans, the Indians. We are the children of Israel. We are the chosen people. There cannot be another. This was already created and ordained before the foundations of the world were created. Before the universe was created, before all of this, before even we was created, Yahawah had a plan for his son Yahawah Shai, and he gave the blueprint to his son, and his son created everything that was abiding to Yahawah's will. And this was a part of it, that we are the children of Israel. We are his royal line that's upon the earth. We are the gods on the earth, and there can be no other gods. There can be no other special people. It's only one. And that is levels to all of this, and it's rules to all this, and people don't understand that. Especially people that believe in Christianity, they read the Bible wrong, and they make up rules as they go. They pick and they choose which rules are valid, that are right in their eyes, and they don't follow the proper organization of the Bible. They feel like, and then you got some of them that are godless, that feel like the book was written by the hands of men, and it was written by the government to control our minds, and that there is no God, and that it's all made up. When you, like I would say, you need to take a seat and look at come outside and look at the world around you. Look at everything, question everything, understand what it is, why it's there, what's going on, what happened. You need to study, you need to have understanding. You need to know what wisdom, knowledge, and understanding truly is. You need to know the real messages that's coming out the Bible. You need to figure out the mystery, if Yahawah allows you, because the Bible is a mystery to those that don't know, and go and figure that shit out. Instead of just calling it how you seeing it and moving on with your day. That's what a lot of our brothers and sisters do. They call it how they see it. Well, it's to their own chagrin. It could be to your death. It could be to your destruction. And that's inevitable. That's going to happen to you, So it says, I called Yahawah in distress. Yahawah answered me and set me in a broad place. Yahawah is on my side. I will not fear. What can man do to me? It says, Yahawah is for me among those who help me. It says, therefore I shall see my desire on those who hate me. That's right. It says, it is better to trust in Yahawah than to put confidence in a man. That's right. Put your trust in Yahawah. Don't trust what a man got to say. They lean on their own understanding, but they ain't right. Don't listen to them. Listen to the Lord. That's as simple as that. It's easy. That says, it is better to trust in Yahawah than to put confidence in princes. That's right. People follow people that are famous, and they feel like they are over them, so they listen to these famous people, and these famous people don't have no knowledge. These famous Israelites are brothers and sisters that supposedly made it, when they actually just no more than a common house nigga in slave trade time, and they left us behind to be with the enemy, with the white man, and to live and to be in his house and be in his riches. As long as he's being told what to do, and he's listening to his master, he can do whatever he wants, and that's true. So, it says it is better to put trust in Yahawah than to put confidence in princes. That's right. Them famous people, them princes and them queens, don't put no trust in them. And the average famous person just want to survive and get out the hood. They can really care less about you. They need your support. They need your fan base. They need your belief in them, and whatever knowledge they try to put in your head, it doesn't matter, because they don't know anything at all. But this is the world that we live in. Our people, they believe in, I used to believe in role models. I used to believe in, and look up to brothers and look up to other men that I thought that were above me, or thought I thought they had it going on, but they weren't nothing but idiots, dumbass animals, and disrespectful. And in time, they thought they was just over me, and they were better than me, and they could care less about me. Even if I was like a fan to them, or I looked up to them, or I had a high respect for these niggas, and they could care less about me. They was more into themselves. They didn't care about how I felt. They didn't give a fuck. They treated me like crap, like everybody else did, because their main design was to be above everybody else, and to leave it all behind. They didn't care about me. So, I put my trust in Yahawah, and he ain't never left me. He always had my back. He always cared about me. He always took care of me, and he's building me up now. There's nobody here to train me on gym. There's nobody here to help me learn how to hustle. There's nobody here that's going to fix my car. There's nobody here that's going to help me take care of my rent. No man or no prince is going to be like, oh, here's $3,000-$4,000. Take care of whatever your needs. You don't have to owe me. You don't have to pay me back. I just want to see you taken care of. This is the world that we live in today. You live around the wicked brothers and sisters that are evil, greedy. They all for themselves. They all lovers of money. They only care about themselves. They boasters of pride. They wicked, and they only look out for themselves. And the more that they do that, they become evil to each other. Instead of sharing with each other, instead of grouping up with each other and being together, they're always against each other. It's a curse. They are bound by ideologies and different beliefs. So how can you trust a double-minded man? How can you trust a man that is of this world? Good question, Yahawah Bashem Yahushai. Good, you can't. Fuck them. The only thing that you can lean on is this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Wisdom and knowledge and understanding shall be the stability of the times, the strength of salvations. The fear of Yahawah is a treasure. So treasure that. Be grateful that Yahawah is he's watching over you and you alone, and he's taking care of you and guiding you and letting you know the truth. So you got to survive how you survive, and the Lord is going to guide you. And Yahawah willing, he preserves you, and allows you to survive and allow you to live, But, it's the world that we live in. Evil, wicked. Our brothers are wicked, greedy, stupid, always doing things that are selfish, and if you're not in the word and you're not a good person, genuinely a good person is in the word, they embrace Yahawah Bashem Yahushai, they believe in the right and true God, they gonna be good people and take care of people, like me. Like from time to time, for a homeless person to ask me for stuff, I give it to him, Whether it was a lady at my door, she asked for something to drink and a cigarette. Now, I couldn't give you a cigarette because I can't smoke no more. I don't smoke, but I could give you something to drink because I know it's hot outside, or some, I got robbed by some homeless people. They broke into my car and took my stuff, and I got to start over with my clothes. But I was mad at the time, but, over time, homeless person asked me for some change, asked me for some money, I'll give it to him. I take care of him because I'm a good person, and I can't change that aspect about myself. But there are those that are wicked-minded, that are selfish, and that are evil, and that can give a damn about a man being on his last breath. You know what I'm saying? Like, last breath, meaning that if you don't help this person, they can fall. If you don't give them something to eat, they can starve to death. They don't have that kind of mercy. Nowadays, you don't have to, but generally, some of us are just good people. And, just looking out for people, it makes us feel better. And sometimes the Lord put different tests in your way to see if you do give a damn. We can be austere men, but we can be gentlemen about it. We can be strict, but we can be lenient. Not strict, not lenient, but we can be strict, but we can be good about it. What did it say? Soft words turn away wrath. We can be reasonable to these people. We can be respectful. We're not just evil and fucked up, but this is towards our people. And for the 2/3, that's how they act. They wicked, they greedy, they selfish, they don't change, they don't want to take care of shit. There's always something going on with them. Whether they good or evil, there's always something running through their mind. Is they always constantly changing. They always uncomfortable. They always complaining. They don't want to come together. They want to be apart. That's another grand curse that's in the Bible. Is for us to be apart, for our families to be scattered, for us not to prosper. Especially if you are Judah. Like most of us black people are the head of Judah. Them the ones that got the horrible curses. Them curses be fucked up. At least the Mexicans, as murderous and as fucked up as they are, they know how to stick together. Even though they idiots and they wicked, they dwell with the white man. They join with the white forces, but they know how to stick together and run a normal household. But the niggas in Judah, the head dogs, oh hell no, man. Niggas wicked as hell. So those, look into these prayers and psalms, they good. You got to break them down and explain them to people to the best of your abilities, If you don't know anything, go to the prophets, call on Yahawah Bashem Yahushai in the name of Yahushai. I thank the Lord for allowing me to come out here. Thank the Lord for allowing me to take every breath of life into my spirit, and every day I dwell upon this earth. Much love to Great Millstone who showed me this wisdom, this knowledge, and truth. Without the Lord sending them into my life, I wouldn't be able to grow. I wouldn't becoming the strong man that I'm becoming today. And amen to that. Strong, beautiful, handsome. Remember that, and we're everything the enemy wants to be, especially the men of Israel. How we look when we get all buff, and how super strong we are, how intelligent that we can be. They desire to be like us because we are the gods, and always remember that, my brothers and sisters. And with that, call on Yahawah Bashem Yahushai in the name of Yahushai. I'm gonna finish my daily jog, spend an hour out here giving what I owe Yahawah, praise, love, and worship and prayer. And with that, enjoy the day. Shalom. Waiting on it to hit 1 o'clock. Hurry up and, hit an hour. All right, there we go. Bye.